I hope that some of you have had the opportunity to visit the beautiful city of Bath in the southwest of England. For a 5-year period, between 1801 and 1805, the famous novelist Jane Austen lived in the city with her parents and elder sister. My book, In the Footsteps of Jane Austen, Through Bath to Lincoln and Widcombe, takes you on a walk through history at the beginning of that period. I am going to introduce you to a short extract from this book, which explains how Jane lived opposite one of the pleasure gardens which were popular in the second half of the 18th century. This was Sydney Gardens, and it was one of the most successful. Laid out as part of the Bathwick estate, the gardens opened in 1795. Linked by the new Pulteney Bridge to the city centre, the gardens were an instant success. Some 4,000 people attended the first gala held in 1796, and the visit of the then Prince of Wales to Sydney Gardens later that summer was a further endorsement. We know from one of her letters that Jane did not enjoy the concerts at the gardens, but she commented, "Even the concert will have more than its usual charm for me, as the gardens are large enough for me to get pretty well beyond the reach of the sound." The plan of the gardens shows serpentine walks through the area of 16 acres, with arbours of climbing plants, bowling greens, a labyrinth and swings. There was also a grotto, waterfalls and pavilions. Visitors could stroll about, ride on horseback around the perimeter, or take tea. 12 months after Jane took the walk, which is the subject of my book, Sydney Gardens was the site of a very exciting novelty. Tickets were sold at high prices to witness the spectacle from within the gardens. An experienced French balloonist named Garnerin made an ascent from the gardens in September 1802. As Jane and her family were by that time living directly opposite Sydney Gardens, perhaps they saw the ascent from their front windows as the balloon rose above the trees and was blown southwards. That would have pleased Jane, who was always, of necessity, prudent with money, because she could have saved the cost of a ticket.